policy suggesting that people should eat their cats?
Well, there shouldn't be anything shocking about saying that all animals deserve protection from abuse. And the whole point of this advert is to get people thinking about how fish have the exact same capacity to feel pain, to suffer, as a dog or a cat. But most people wouldn't dream of going home and having a cat supper for their dinner. But yet we know that fish are hauled out of their ocean homes, they're suffocated, gutted while they're still conscious, all for a fleeting moment of taste. So, of course, if you're repulsed by the idea of eating cat flesh, then extend that empathy and that compassion to all animals by going vegan.
Aldo, Zilli, I mean, your fish restaurants are famous.
I had fish restaurants. I grew up in a farm. I had animals in a farm. I had sheepdogs that we didn't eat. We had animals that we still had as pets, and not just dogs and cats. But I grew up eating meat and fish, and I had fish restaurants, and I have restaurants. And there's farmers involved. There's loads of people that make a living out of animals that we rear to eat eventually. And so I think that this campaign is not madness, but it's a little bit out of place, I think, because it's too much to tell us now that a fish can turn into a cat. I'm sorry.
Why? Because the argument might be that fish are intelligent animals. They might not look like us.
Do we know that?
We don't stroke that. Well, do we know that as a fact? That's a good question.
Yes, we absolutely do. Hundreds of studies.
When I had my fish restaurant, I had a letter from a customer that, because we had octopus on the menu, and the customer said, could you please reconsider, because octopus have a lot of feelings. So I took this on board, and I did take it off the menu. The week after, I went to Sicily, and they have an octopus festival. So I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? You know, so...
Well, sorry, just to jump in, hundreds of studies show how intelligent fish are, including from Oxford University. They found out that fish have complex cognitive abilities. They use their memories, they're capable of learning. Some fish use tools to find their food. These are incredible animals, and they're individuals, and they have a desire to live. And no animal wants to be killed to be served up on the dinner table.
So in your view, then, we shouldn't eat... what should we do? Should we just go vegan and vegetarian, all of us?
Well, look, you're a very talented chef. Your restaurant has amazing vegan options on the menu. So why stop there? Why not throw in a vegan prawn linguine or, you know, a vegan tuna steak?
I do. I have prawn linguine. I have prawn linguine.
And I have the vegan prawn linguine.
I have a vegan... you know, vegetarian food all over the menus.
Yeah, and we're in a vegan revolution.
But people don't go for it.
More and more people are choosing vegan options.
It's not me, it's the customers. It's you guys. You know,
I
people
mean,
want
we're
meat,
in the
people
middle.
want fish.
Every chef worth their salt at the moment has vegan options on their menu, or they're making their restaurants fully vegan, like Alexis Gautier, who has got one of the most...
I opened the first vegetarian restaurant in London 25 years ago, and it didn't go very well. If it was now, probably it would. But
yeah, the vegan
I was too early for my time.
Thriving because more people are understanding that animals are individuals. And the reason that you have this idea that some, you know, the animals belong in these boxes of pets and food is because of speciesism, which is how humans justify mistreating animals. And it's this misguided belief that some species are more important.
But not all animals are mistreated. The animals are reared, you know, turkeys at Christmas, they're reared properly, then it comes to Christmas.
I mean, I think I would love to show you some investigation footage that would change your mind of how...
I said not all, obviously, there are
But no animal wants to die, and this is the point of this advert. It's if you hate the idea of a cat dying for a meal, then you should also hate the idea of a fish dying for a meal, because they are individuals with personalities, and they want to live free from harm.
I'm not sure whether you can compare.
You can get vegan fish. You can get so many vegan fish options now. Captain Birdseye has vegan fish fingers.
Okay.
You know?
You want people to be vegan. We get that. And it's a powerful advert to make people think about their approach to what they do and don't eat. Do you have pets yourself?
I don't at the moment, unfortunately. London is not very...
Have you ever had pets?
Yes.
You have. So with animals like cats, they can't be vegan. Their stomachs are not designed for it. So is there... How do you relate to that quandary? Because you're a vegan, but you're feeding your cat meat products?
Well, the issue here is what humans can do to improve things for animals who are currently being exploited for their flesh. And we know that the fishing industry, the commercial fishing industry, is the biggest killer of fish and marine animals on the planet, with 2.8 trillion killed every single year for their flesh. And the best thing that we can do to protect the world's oceans is by stopping eating fish. And that's something that we can do. Of course, we don't need to push this on animal companions, especially cats.
What about the farming then? What about the farm fish? Because wild fish is getting shorter and shorter, so there's a lot of farming now.
Well, farming fish is terrible for the environment. You know, if you look at salmon farms, for example, they are crammed into these small pools where they're infested with lice.
Hundreds
There's bacteria.
Of farms.
There's so much footage from these farms.
And we all in this country eating it. We're eating farmed sea bass, farmed salmon, lobster.
Yeah, and it's,
you name it, it's all farmed.
And it's incredibly
Wild fish is really expensive and it's very short.
But there's so much
more. So what do we do?
Well, we don't eat them. We leave fish in peace. We don't pollute the environment with factory farming, whether that's fish farming, pig farming, cow farming. We know that the animal agriculture industry is one of the leading contributions to climate change, and we simply don't need to be taking part in any of it. And it's not going to happen overnight. And you're right, industries will need to change and adapt over time. But even as you were saying, if you go back 25 years...
Do you think in 20 years' time then we'll all be vegan? Is that what you think?
Absolutely. I'm sure your restaurant will be fully vegan by then, and we can look back on this.
To be fair to you, I personally am a pescatarian, and I eat less red meat now because of my age and because of health, I should think. But my dog, he can't survive on a vegan diet. He loves his chicken, he loves his turkey, he loves his lamb.
It's all about doing the best that we can. It's not about being perfect. And of course, if you have animal companions at home, don't worry about changing their diet, change your diet. You know, if all humans took responsibility, personal responsibility, then, you know, we don't need to focus on the companion animal side of things.
But if you eat you need your protein.
And you can get all the protein you need from a vegan diet. And
well, it's a fascinating debate. I've enjoyed both sides. I know that you make a good vegan meal as well as the fish and the other products that you cook in your restaurants. Good to speak to both of you.